Needless to say, all this UFO talk has the tinfoil hatters going wild, including Green Bay whackpacker Aaron Rodgers, who offered this hot take on the Pat McAfee show.
I believe that this has been going on for a long time. Interesting timing on everything. There's a lot of other things going on in the world. Did you hear about the Epstein client list about to be released too?
What's that? What are you talking about?
There's some files that have some names on it that might be getting released pretty soon.
Oh.
Might be time to revisit that concussion protocol, Aaron.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about the Epstein client list. That is set to be released any day now, okay? And a lot of people are speculating who is going to be on this list, okay? Which Hollywood celebrities, which politicians, which businessmen, whoever, right? The people that, you know, hang out in these weirdo circles. Who is going to be on the list and associated with the activities that Jeffrey Epstein and his associates were participating in? And again, this is something that is highly anticipated as the court is set to unseal the documents that are related to who is on the client list, who is flying on the private jet to the island to potentially, again, participate in activities that, you know, hey, a lot of people would find to be, at the very least, very, very, very immoral, okay? And I want to talk about that because there are some people who are already in panic mode, okay, regarding speculation that they could be on the list. And this is what we're going to discuss. But before we get into it, we have to have a word from the sponsor of this video, Noble Gold. If you're trying to navigate market turbulence, why not set a course to the Noble Gold investment safe haven? With global uncertainty looming, your savings and retirement plan are under siege. But there's one asset that has stood the test of time, and that is gold. Unlock the peace of mind that comes with owning gold, the ultimate safe haven. And if precious metals are new to you, Noble Gold will hold your hand throughout the whole process. They have a team of experts that will guide you through every step on your way to safety. Thousands of investors have sheltered their retirement savings with Noble Gold investments. Don't leave yourself exposed to the markets right now. It's just way too risky. With gold near an all-time high and looking to climb even higher, it's the perfect time. Open a Noble Gold Investments IRA and secure your future with a free gold bullion coin. Act now before it's too late. Call 877-646-5347 and claim your free coin before it's gone. Or visit noblegoldinvestments.com now. That is noblegoldinvestments.com, the only gold company that I trust. And just remember, there's a risk with every investment and there's no guarantee of any kind.
You're watching for the highly anticipated break coming as soon as today in the Jeffrey Epstein sex trafficking case. A New York judge could unveil the names of nearly 200 people associated with the disgraced financier who died by suicide while in prison back in 2019.
Yeah, this has been a long-awaited list, and that list is expected to include many high-profile and well-known names, including President Bill Clinton and also Britain's Prince Andrew. Dre Clark is live in New York with more on this expected list. Dre?
Well, good morning. This could potentially be very embarrassing for a lot of prestigious people, and we could start seeing those names as early as this morning. Federal Judge Loretta Preska said she saw no legal reason to keep the names sealed, although she did allow those individuals who would like to keep their names confidential to go ahead and file an appeal, and she would take it into consideration, but she made no guarantee she would be granting their wish. Now, at this point in time, none of the individuals who will be named are facing criminal charges or prosecution, but morally, their character could be called into question for being associated with the man who was convicted of sex crimes against children. Now, on that list are men and women who up until now have had the protection of discretion from the court through sealed court documents. Men, women, former Jeffrey Epstein associates, employees, and friends could also be named, as well as some of his alleged sex trafficking victims. Since it was announced days ago that Judge Preska would be unsealing the names, the anticipation and the intrigue has been building. The big question is, who are the powerful and prominent men and women listed?
We'll have to see if there may be politicians. It would be very interesting because 200 names is obviously a vast network of individuals. And to be in Jeffrey Epstein's orbit can certainly be problematic for them.
Yeah, extremely problematic indeed, okay? Anybody who's on that list, people are going to automatically have questions about their morality and why are they not in jail, right? And that is why this is a big deal, okay? I mean, up until now, you have outlets like, for example, ABC News, which has basically said that people like Bill Clinton, okay, former president of the United States, is going to be on the list. There are other people like, for example, RFK, Bill Gates, etc., that are speculated to potentially be on the list, okay, because they are or have been associates of Mr. Epstein throughout the years. But you do have one person, Jimmy Kimmel, who is currently melting down over speculation that he could be on the list, okay, because you've had some people say that, hey, you know, Jimmy Kimmel could be associated with Epstein, and based off some of his associations with people who are known to have associated with Mr. Epstein, we may need to ask some questions about Jimmy Kimmel.
People are also pointing to Kimmel's longtime friendship with a man named Adam Perry Lang, who is a professional chef. And the two are so close that they spend Thanksgiving with each other every year, and Kimmel even helped Lang start his steakhouse APL in Hollywood just a few blocks from Kimmel's studio. Here's a photo of them cooking meats together. Now, that restaurant, APL, closed in January of 2022, in addition to Lang's Napa Valley Steakhouse, which also closed around the same time. And publicly, they said that this was all due to the restaurants not being able to bounce back from COVID and the lockdowns, and I'm sure that that was a contributing factor, but the chef's reputation and the restaurant's popularity was shattered when it came out and it was revealed that Lang not only took trips to Epstein's Island on the plane, but that he was Epstein's private chef in the early 2000s. This was not a man that just hung out in the same circles. No, he was there for years working for Epstein, with the clients, with the women that Epstein was trafficking. Eater wrote this in 2019. Barbecue star Adam Perry Lang confirms that he once worked for Jeffrey Epstein. And then in 2020, there was a podcast episode, new podcast investigation, details Adam Perry Lang's stint as Jeffrey Epstein's private chef. They said the podcast follows Virginia Roberts Giuffre? I'm probably butchering her name, but we'll just call her Virginia for now. An Epstein victim attempting to reach Lang, who worked as Epstein's private chef in the early 2000s. Last year, unsealed court documents showed that Lang flew with Epstein in private jets and traveled with the billionaire to various properties in Florida, New Mexico, and the Virgin Islands. Like I said, this is not somebody who ran in the same circles. He was very, very close. He was very in the inner circle.
Yeah, so you see that, you heard that, right? Investigative reporter Brett Cooper speculating that, hey, Jimmy Kimmel seems to be very good friends with a chef that hung out with Epstein. So therefore, maybe we should ask some questions about Jimmy Kimmel, right? Maybe we should be looking at Jimmy Kimmel with the side eye, right? Because, I don't know, Jimmy Kimmel seems to be acting a little sketch when it comes to this subject of the Epstein client list. He seems to have a very, very, very soft spot when it comes to people bringing up this subject, as he basically tried to call Aaron Rodgers a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist for essentially talking about the client list being released, okay? He tried to say, well, you know, he needs to be checked into the concussion protocol, right? And this was kind of an unsolicited jab, right, from Jimmy Kimmel at Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers is now jabbing back at Jimmy Kimmel by basically suggesting that, hey, Jimmy Kimmel doesn't want this list to come out for a reason. AKA, he might be on the list. Wink, wink.
Bring it up, Foxy or somebody back there.
Seats on it.
Bring up Super Bowl 58.
You'll see it.
The emblem, put it on the screen. And then bring up 57 and 56.
This has something to do with the Epstein list that came out?
Feels like.
That's supposed to be coming out soon.
Look, this guy's been waiting in his wine cellar.
Yeah.
I've been waiting in my wine cellar for this thing.
A lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, are really hoping that doesn't.
All right. Obviously, a clip from this particular program was run on Jimmy Kimmel's show whenever Aaron brought up the list, and then Jimmy mocked him for it. Mm-hmm. Aaron has not forgotten about that, but here we are, sitting right in front of that nice bottle of scotch. Mm-hmm. What do you say? I'm waiting to celebrate something.
Oh, yeah.
He's been waiting
That's
for
the
that.
one.
You've been waiting for
Hey, I'll tell you what, if that list comes out, I definitely will be popping popping some sort of bottle.
Hey, you've been calling for it for a few years now.
Yeah, so you seen that, you heard that. Okay, that's a light jab by Aaron Rodgers at Jimmy Kimmel. And Jimmy Kimmel is having a full-blown panic attack, a full-blown meltdown over Aaron Rodgers, simply saying that, hey, Jimmy Kimmel seems to be worried about the list coming out for whatever reason, which he kind of does. I mean, he took that shot at Aaron Rodgers for no reason, really. I mean, I don't understand why he would call Aaron Rodgers a tinfoil hat conspiracy theorist for simply talking about the list coming out. I guess maybe because Aaron Rodgers didn't take the 5th vaccine, right, that Jimmy Kimmel probably took. Maybe that's more what it's about. Not sure. But at the same time, Jimmy Kimmel apparently is worried, right? He's so worried that he's threatening Aaron Rodgers with a lawsuit after the quarterback suggested that the host was on Epstein's list. So let's read about this because Jimmy Kimmel seems to be panicking. Jimmy Kimmel threatened to take Aaron Rodgers to court after the Jets quarterback suggested the late night host was on Jeffrey Epstein's list of associates. A federal judge is expected to unseal the list connected to serial offender Epstein, who hanged himself in New York jail in 2019. Notables such as Prince Andrew and Bill Clinton are believed to have flown on Epstein's private jet to visit his island in the Virgin Islands, where he abused underage girls along with his girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell. She's serving a 20-year sentence for her sex crimes. Quote, there's a lot of people, including Jimmy Kimmel, who are really hoping that it doesn't come out, Rodgers said on ESPN's The Pat McAfee Show. This was Jimmy Kimmel's response, right? Jimmy Kimmel says, dear asshole, for the record, I've not met, flown with, visited, or had any contact whatsoever with Epstein, nor will you find my name on any quote-unquote list other than the clearly phony nonsense that soft-brain wackos like yourself can't seem to distinguish from reality. Your reckless words put my family in danger. Keep it up, and we will debate the facts further in court. Yeah, so again, Jimmy Kimmel seems to be extremely hurt, right? He seems to be extremely upset with speculation that his name might be on the list. Now, if I was Jimmy Kimmel and I knew for a fact that my name wasn't on the list, I wouldn't be playing victim here, right? I would not be sitting here and getting all mad and butthurt about somebody saying that, hey, my name could be on the list, okay? Because the list, it seems like it's going to be released. If it's released and you're not on it, then what's the issue, right? I don't get it. I don't understand. Everybody will clearly see, okay, Jimmy Kimmel's not on the list. He's not part of it. But again, this is how you act, right? When, hey, it seems like you may have some skeletons in your closet. Now, again, I'm not saying that for certain. I don't know, right? I'm just saying, this is something that, hey, you seem to be acting sketchy about, right? I'm not saying either way. I have no clue, right? I'm trying to wait till the list come out and see for myself before I make any type of solid accusations. But this is not how you act if you are innocent, right? If you're not on the list, okay? Jimmy Kimmel is acting like somebody that got something to hide, right? You want to take Aaron Rodgers to court simply because he said that, hey, people like you don't want it to be released, which, it seems like, Jimmy Kimmel's reaction is adding credibility to this idea that you don't want it released because of the fact that you get so triggered by it, right? I'm just saying, once this list gets released, it's going to spark a very, very, very interesting conversation regarding a lot of these politicians, these celebrities, these business people, these weirdos in Hollywood that, I think that we need to really have, okay? Because, hey, these people into some weird stuff, and I think that's one of the main reasons why this list is so controversial is because it could possibly expose a lot of the weirdos for how weird we already knew that they were. And some of these people are sick and twisted, right? And again, this list will basically confirm everything that we kind of already knew about these people. But let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black Conservative Perspective. Peace.